Hello and welcome to The Pulse. On Wednesday, the annual two sessions meetings of the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference and the National People's Congress due to a close. Our producer, Lilian, was in Beijing for those meetings. Later in the show, she looks at what government's plans could mean for foreign businesses operating in China. And then there's another issue discussed during these meetings that strikes closer to home. It concerns Hong Kong children and that tricky matter of the national education curriculum. But first, let's face it, whatever the government is trying to do in its Hong Kong broadcasting policies, the end result has been a mess. Under Chief Executive Leung Chun-ying's administration, the 59-year-old Asia Television finally died last year after prolonged deterioration and the interesting spell of control by mainland entities. In 2013, against much public resistance, the government refused to grant a free TV licence to Ricky Wong's HKTV. And now there's news that another established television station, iCable, could soon be gone.
Last Thursday, the city's largest retail landlord, Wolf Holdings Limited, announced it would stop financially supporting its pay TV services and broadband internet businesses. This decision comes after 9 consecutive years of losses for the iCable communications unit. iCable, which has now ended discussions about share sales with potential buyers as no agreement could be reached, is currently operating on $400 million in funds from Wolf from a December 2016 agreement. Still up in the air is a decision about whether the company will take on a new 12-year pay TV license after the existing one expires by the end of May.
有線寬頻嘅董事會已經決定咗委任一個專業嘅財務顧問去評估嗰個財務狀況。未曾委任之前，如果你話已經不如唔好做啦，咁我覺得亦都係一個唔適合嘅睇法。歡迎各位出席奇妙電視嘅新聞發佈會。我而家嘅心情。
iCable also has a license to operate a new free-to-air TV station, Fantastic TV. The channel is scheduled to come into service in mid-May, but the management won't currently commit to hiring any of 2,000-odd existing employees in cable TV.
At the moment, we are doing programs by some commission arrangement, like we'll commission cable news to do our news program. In fact, we already recruit some members from in the market to do the dramas.
There is little doubt that a closure of the 24-year-old cable TV would mark a further weakening of Hong Kong's broadcast industry, and particularly of independent news gathering, even though Fantastic TV and View TV's English channel are to begin operating in the next 2 months. But inevitably, shaped by technology, the electronic entertainment scene continues to change, and video streaming services, including Netflix and the mainland's Ruttee, have also recently been launched here. Here at the Hong Kong International Film and Television Market, or FilmMart, we're about to explore to what extent is the television industry entering the internet age, and whether professionals embrace that shift or shun revolutionary changes. With us are Takahiro Hamano, senior producer of the Japan Broadcasting Corporation (NHK), and Joe Suti-Sarpan, founder of Dooney, a video-on-demand subscription platform in Thailand. Can I come to you first, Joe?
Sure.
How much time do your clients spend to view videos on your platform, and is it a challenge or opportunity for terrestrial TV?
I would say that right now the behavior of people, even in Thailand or anywhere else, is changing. So right now people, they spend more time on online, on video on demand platform. Normally people spend like 2 hours a day or on the weekday, but even on the weekend they do marathon. They do whatever they would like to watch. A lot of content right now consumed on demand, not even on the broadcaster, but people just move their interest from the linear channel to the non-linear channel right now.
Is it a threat or a challenge for example, documentary production?
Well, generally speaking, yes, the online digital media is getting bigger and bigger in Japan as well. And but at the same time, Japan is so unique that the system and the situation are different from other world, I think. And still, TV station has kind of power, and sometimes had a big rating. So, but we really have to think about the future. So. How we can manage to the digital online things. So inside NHK, we always discussing how we manage and what we should do now.
Do you think you would be inviting more documentaries or news content into your platform, or why not?
Right now on Dooney itself, we got almost everything: movie, drama, series, factual, documentary, and even like variety show. We would like to seek more like cooperation with the local broadcaster, because right now is a changing of the behavior of people. Some of the broadcasters, they still concerned that people will shift to online forever, but actually in my point of view, I think linear and non-linear, it will be stay the same together. We have to walk together, but it's just the format that changed. People still consume content anyway.
Do you expect more challenges ahead for pay TV channels or actually free-to-air TV as well?
Well, in Japan, free TV, like a terrestrial TV, is still okay, and but pay TV channels, they are facing the difficulties because they are broadcasting drama and movies, which video on demand system always, showing a lot. So they are kind of a rival.
In Thailand, we got a lot of free TV broadcasters. It's more than like 22 channel free TV itself. But for pay TV, the penetration is very low. In Thailand, it's less than 10% of people who have the pay TV. And having said that, this year alone, it will be another pay TV operator that will up and coming. So people will have more choice to select whether this one or another one. But if you would like to do the pay TV right now, you have to adjust yourself into the on-demand as well. Because people right now, they watch linear and non-linear together to catch up the program, just like NHK do in Japan.
For Takahiro, you focus on documentary production. What are the limitations you're facing in recent years?
We really have to think about the content has to be more appealing to the audience. And we have to think about the entertainment elements onto the documentary filmmaking as well. I call it like a docutainment, like a documentary and entertainment get together. And it could, work in the new era of the digital.
What are some of the elements for docutainment?
Right. It's sometimes, the combining the drama and documentary. For example, if it's a science program, it could be the future sci-fi elements onto the project.
And some argue that sex and soap dramas sell, whereas hard facts and news content usually do not. And with Netflix, we know that they play a lot of drama series and so on, and movies, whereas they have relatively less news content. Do you think in the long run it will affect or change audience taste?
Right now, local broadcasters, they have their own platform as well to broadcast news or their local production that they have, but it didn't gain much attention comparing to those kind of content which is available everywhere in the market as well. So right now, I think we need more control because behavior is changing, how to direct them into the right platform, because a lot of piracy one, right now it's more than 90% of the traffic in Thailand go to the piracy one. But the legitimate one, which we can control the right content for the right people, we have to improve in terms of that.
Takahiro, can I come to you again? What is the wise options for TV industry to ride on a wave and to take advantage of the ever-growing online platform?
Well, I think there are several ways, but I think the online media and TV, old media like us, has to work together in several ways. For example, when natural disaster happens in Japan, we always have disasters like earthquakes, typhoon, volcano eruption. So in that case, they actually trust the TV news show, especially NHK. So when Fukushima disaster happened, half of the people watched NHK. But at the same time, digital media, send a lot of information about the details in the local area, which was really good for the people.
Do you agree that viewership in general for TV is declining in a very sharp rate? And how can we deal with this?
I think it's really depend on the content, because me, myself, and also I think in general audience, they still like to watch news or live sport on free TV. But on demand right now, I think from the statistic, more than 80% they would like to catch up the program from the free TV or something that never available on free TV. So if I am the broadcaster or platform, we have to very selective what we offer to the audience to gain more rating. Because at the end, when you get the revenue from advertising, it will see who is the audience, who is the segment audience that they would like to spend money and would like them to see. So on the free TV, news and sport, they got the segment target already, and some other option content. You also have something to dealing with as well.
Thank you both very much indeed. More on Beijing's 2 sessions after the break.
Welcome back. This month, more than 5,000 officials, lawmakers and political advisors descended on Beijing's Great Hall of the People for the 2 sessions to discuss and set China's political, economic and social agendas for the coming year. The meetings took place against an economic backdrop in which, according to Goldman Sachs, China's capital outflows are accelerating. More than $1.1 trillion in foreign currency, double the central bank's official figure, has left the country since China devalued the yuan in August 2015. Not only is growth slowing, but the nation's debt has expanded by 465% over the past decade. Faced with fears of a financial crisis and a much projected hard landing, stability was the key word in Beijing.
Premier Li Keqiang targets 6.5% of GDP growth for the coming year, which is lower than last year. He added that China should continue to draw strength from reform and opening up. How much that will translate into welcoming foreign investments remains to be seen. According to the annual work report delivered to this year's National People's Congress by Premier Li Keqiang, more opening up China's economy is one of the major areas on which the People's Republic of China needs to focus through 2017. The government will take major steps, Mr. Li continued, to improve the environment for foreign investors. Foreign firms will be treated the same as domestic firms when it comes to license applications, standard settings, and government procurement, and will enjoy the same preferential policies under the Make in China 2025 initiative. The European Union Chamber of Commerce in China, whose members represent European business in the country, is less optimistic. Its recent report, China Manufacturing 2025, putting industrial policy ahead of market forces, examines what effects that initiative is having on China's domestic economy and its international relations. It warns that the emphasis on government interventions may limit market access for foreign businesses.
The Great Wall of China on investment is still too high. That's why it explains that European investment in China is sinking. We have milk and nutrition products for babies, that Europe has huge milk reserves, has the products available, but China is trying to constrain that by importing less. It should be market-driven, market forces and not government-steered. I think if it's government-steered, it might end up with waste.
In 2002, Andreas moved to Beijing from Austria to learn Chinese. At first, he worked in medical product sales. Later, he set up his own language school to teach Mandarin. He's experienced firsthand the changing environment for non-Chinese doing business.
When I first came to China and I started working my first job, my company wanted to set up a company here so they could import and export products. And it was completely impossible. I remember back then it was my job to look into this and you just could not. It was a massive process. It cost millions of dollars and stuff like this. So compared to back then, I mean, it's much easier today. This has become really, really a lot easier. I wouldn't necessarily call it easy yet because it does come with a lot of bureaucracy, and that is certainly a hindrance. We spend a lot of time. Every month you have to go and apply to pay for your taxes and paying social security. It's a lot of bureaucracy that a lot of it really wouldn't be necessary.
At the post-Congress media briefing, Premier Li also agreed there was a need to get government bureaucracy under control, citing an instance where 108 different shops once needed to obtain a local authority permit had been reduced to one. He also denied predictions that the economy is heading for a hard landing.
那中国现在的优势，过去只有一个，现在还存在，就是劳动力成本比较优势。美国人工还是贵，能源，然后资源，包括税收等相关联的行政政策，那对我们的深化改革就提出了一个要求。国与国的竞争不仅仅是政治军事的竞争，在经济领域，企业家他更关心的就是，更容易把企业做大做强。
Apart from economic issues, political stability and the concept of one country, two systems were also discussed during the two sessions in Beijing. In Hong Kong, one particular recommendation immediately drew attention and raised concerns. On Monday, Yu Zhenshen, the chairman of the CPPCC, said in his annual report that to help young people here better understand the basic law and one country, two systems, CPPCC members should get involved in national education in SAR schools. This remark augmented Premier Li Keqiang's warning at the opening of the meetings that the idea of Hong Kong independence needed to be quashed.
香港、澳门的这个委员都是来自这个香港、澳门的社会各界，他们对落实"一國兩制"、落實基本法的話，都負有很重要的責任。
任何港獨嘅主張或者係活動呢，都唔應該喺校園裏邊出現嘅。
7 years ago, the then Chief Executive Donald Tsang tried to introduce national education as an individual subject in both primary and secondary schools. The resulting anger and the activism it engendered were ultimately contributing factors to the Occupy Central protests. In September 2012, some 120,000 people gathered outside government offices to urge the government to withdraw this decision. The policy was rolled back. Since then, though, the government has continued to find ways to maneuver national education into schools, such as using public money to fund and promote sister school schemes with the mainland. The Education Bureau also suggests that primary schools should teach the basic law at least 15 hours a year.
學生喺坊間裏邊接觸負面嘅嘢咧，就實在太多啦。反為正面嘅咧就少嘅。咁所以而家你咧，其實你問我咧，我覺得應該多講正面嘅，等佢兩方面都平衡下，然之後佢先有得選擇啊嘛。如果一面倒淨係睇晒負面嘅嘢，咁佢對國家嗰個認識就變咗有偏差嘅。
Lawmaker Nathan Law, though, says that both schools and parents need to remain vigilant to stop national education descending into the promotion of one-sided propaganda.
吳克儉之前亦都係被批評佢即係經常同大陸部進行一啲恆常交流，係冇任何即係可能學界嘅持份者知道嘅，亦都係唔係香港一國兩制裏面應該要有嘅行徑嚟嘅。因為香港教育應該係屬於內部事務，應該係我哋自己去做翻。佢嗰種走入校園，唔單止係呢啲有頭有面嘅人走入校園，更加重要佢希望係從個制度上面做一個你可以話為洗腦教育做一個好大嘅鋪路。教育大家係唔能夠做會違反到國家利益嘅事情。
而家唔止政協委員啦，好多建制派嘅人士已經係定期咁樣進入學校裏邊咧， 去講北京嗰套嘅理論同北京宣傳㗎啦。咁而家已經係即係經常喺度做緊，點解仲要正式講到明要求呢一個政協委員去做呢一樣嘢呢？你話國民教育也好，以至你話愛國教育也好，最好嘅教材係咩嘢呢？最好嘅教材就係國家行為。如果你個國家行為，譬如好似話你經常去打壓人權經常去對於公眾嘅權利你係放埋一邊，你政治你唔改革嘅等等呢，你唔需要人哋去挑剔對中國嘅不滿，老百姓自然係反感嘅。
Well, after Trump and Brexit and in the face of populist threats in upcoming elections in France and Germany, the usually unnoticed elections in the Netherlands became a matter of global attention. Voters turned away from populism and racism as Conservative Prime Minister Mark Ruttee managed to hold on to his position in the face of a strong challenge from his anti-immigration rival Geert Wilders. And the biggest gains went to the environmentalist GreenLeft. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the courts blocked President Trump's second attempt at an anti-Muslim travel ban. Perhaps then this was a slightly less depressing week for the non-xenophobes. Who knows what will happen next week, but we will definitely be back. See you then.